Hello student, welcome to the next video of Business Studies class 11, and now we are going to start a new lesson, that is lesson 5, Emerging Modes of Business. So student, before starting, uh, let's see what does the name of the lesson it means. Emerging Modes of Business means by the name of the lesson we can make it out what we are going to study in this lesson, isn't it? Like emerging modes of business. So first let's see the meaning of modes of business. So what does this means? Modes of business means the ways of doing business, the various ways, okay, of doing business, tarika, business karne ka tarika. And what about this prefix, that is emerging means? So it means whatever the changes taking place, they are going to continue in future. So this is what emerging modes of business means. And student, if we talk about the different modes of business, so there are basically three modes of business, that is digitalization, outsourcing, and international and globalization. So student, this internationalization and globalization actually we are going to study in the last two lesson, that is lesson 11 and 12. Totally it will focus on your internationalization, how we used to do the business, what are the procedures of import export and all. So this, and in this lesson we are going to discuss about what digitalization is and what outsourcing is. So what digitalization is actually those activities that can be performed electronically, that is known as digitalization. And so it is e-business also, business conducted electronically, that is digitalization. Then comes your outsourcing. Outsourcing means going some giving some operation to be conducted by outsiders. Outsourcing means sourcing something from out, clear? And internationalization and globalization means when the person perform business activity in some other country, it is said to be internationalization, clear? Now student, let's see the what e-business and e-commerce means. So the conduct of industry, trade, and commerce using the computer network is defined as e-business. So when business activity is performed electronically, means by using this computer network. Student, by business, what does business means? We mean sale or purchase, and you all must be aware of such online sale and purchase sort of thing, isn't it? You all must be aware of it, and I hope many of you must have used it also. So yes, this online means we all do it through Flipkart, Amazon, isn't it? As soon as the sale comes, we used to purchase things, lot of product from these sites. So it here one is selling and another team, that is customer, on the other hand is buying, and this all is done using internet. So it is said to be e-business. Now there is one more term, and that is e-commerce. So what is this e-commerce? Student, commerce means what? Trade and auxiliaries to trade. So when there is interaction between supplier and customer over the internet, it is said to be e-commerce. So e-commerce, it covers a firm's interaction with its customers and suppliers over the internet. Then you must have seen that business, it includes industry, trade, and commerce. Remember, we study in lesson 1, in the very starting of the lesson 1, we studied that this business, it has three parts: industry, trade, and commerce. So e-business, it includes e-commerce and commerce, because commerce is a part of business, just because of that. But E-business is a wider term than e-commerce. E-business, it includes not only e-commerce, means I have told you right now that e-business, e-commerce is been there in e-business, but also other electronically conducted business functions such as production, inventory management, product development, accounting, finance, human resource management. These all are included in e-business. Apart from e-commerce, all these things are also included in e-business. Now, Susan, let's talk about the process of online trading. Means how one used to do this online purchase if suppose I need to purchase something. So I will explain this whole process by the help of an example. And though I think it is very easy topic also, because many of us we used to do online trading. So the steps in this process are registration, placing an order, and then payment mechanism. So let's talk about one by one on these all the 3 points. So suppose I need to purchase a kurti. Okay, I want one white kurti, say for some purpose like 15th August. I need to wear it on 15th August. So I want one white colored kurti. Okay. So suppose I choose to do the shopping on Amazon. I click on Amazon. The very first thing I would like to do is I need to do the registration. And for this registration, you need password to protect your account. Then suppose I have done the registration work. Now, what next? Now I will set filter. Say my budget is around 2000. Then I want white kurti, and I will select the size. I will just select the price, everything. Okay, and then now suppose I got 5 kurtis of my choice. So what will I do? I will select them and I will keep it in cart. And what is cart? Yes, it is same like when we used to do shopping in mall. We used to have that trolley in which we used to keep the product for the final selection. It's just like that. Then I select one and I place an order, and then there is certain payment mechanism through which we are going to do the payment. I hope I made it clear till here. Now let's see. So the very first thing is registration, means that you have an account with an online vendor. Means the very first thing what I did, that for purchasing a kurti I registered myself to Amazon. Then I placed the order. You can pick and drop the items in the shopping cart. As I told you, I have selected 4 or 5 white kurtis. Shopping cart, what is shopping cart? It is an online record of what you have picked up while browsing the online store. Means this cart will have all the selected kurtis I have, and for the final selection. Clear? Now I need to do the payment. So what are the payment mechanism? Purchases through online shopping may be done in number of ways. Now suppose uh, this means I suppose there are certain payment mechanism through which I need to do the payment, and these options are, the very first one is cash on delivery. Means you have to pay the cash once the product is delivered at your home. After that only you need to pay the cash. So payment for the goods ordered online may be made in cash at the time of physical delivery of the goods. Means once the good reaches your house, at that time you need to do the delivery, you need to do the payment for that particular item. Then the next option is check facility. The online vendor may arrange for the pickup of the check from the customer's end. Upon realization, the delivery of goods may be made. So check under this method, the buyer, what the buyer do? The buyer send a check to the online vendor, and the goods are delivered only when the check is encashed, so that the check don't bounce. So after the check is cashed, only then the goods are delivered to the customer. Clear? Then comes to net banking transfer. So net banking transfer, modern banks provide to their customer the facility of electronic transfer of funds over the internet using IMPS, that is immediate payment services, NEFT and RTGS. So these are certain modes of net banking transfer. So the buyer, they may instruct their bank to electronically transfer the amount, the agreed price of the transaction from their account to the account of the online vendor. This is in this the online banking where payment happens over the internet, and here most of the bank has gone online nowadays. Clear? And these are certain way how the funds are transferred through IMPS, NEFT and RTGS, real time gross settlement. So these are the modes. Now comes your credit or debit cards. You must have seen those plastic cards being used by your parents, you must have seen. So credit card allows its holder to make purchase on credit. The amount due from the card holder to the online seller is assumed by the card issuing bank, who later transfers the amount involved in the transaction of the to the credit of the seller. So this is what credit card is. So let me explain you what credit card and how does it work. So actually it is a payment card which enables a purchaser which enables a purchase by money borrowed from the card issuer, and as soon as you use your credit card to pay, here you get a limit, okay, apart from what you have in your account. It is a prefix limit that can be availed anytime by the card holder. Say if my credit limit is suppose 10,000 rupees, okay, and means I can take loan up to 10,000. I don't means till now I didn't have taken loan, okay, but I have an option to take that much. Now when I make transaction of suppose 2,000 rupees from credit card, the bank makes payment to the seller and need to recover from me. So here I need to pay bank 2,000 rupees. Technically I have taken loan from the bank of rupees 2,000 from total limit of 10,000. At the end of the month, bank will send me a bill asking to pay that I spent. And if I didn't pay, bank will charge interest on that. So this is how credit card works. Now let's see what debit card is. So debit card allows its holder to make purchases through it to the extent of the amount lying in the corresponding account. The moment any transaction is made, the amount due as payment is deducted electronic from the card. Clear? So this debit card, actually this debit card is a payment card which how does it work? It deduct money directly from your bank account on purchase. Suppose I have 4,000 in my account and I choose to pay 2,000 from that. So all I have to do is to give my account details, and that is my card number, my CVV, expiry date. Click pay now and OTP will be received which I need to feed, and total 2,000 will be deducted from my account. So this is how debit card work. Now the digital cash. This type of currency has no real physical properties but offers the ability to use real currency in an electronic format like e-wallets, Paytm, etc. You must have heard this Paytm Karo, isn't it? So what is this digital cash? Means now you need not to carry hard code cash with you. Now it is a kind of e-wallet, electronic wallet with you, and whenever and how you want, you can, whenever and wherever you want, you can pay it through this mobile, through this digital cash. So it is a type of payment service through which businesses and individual can receive and send money via mobile devices. So these are the modes of payment. Clear? So I hope I made it clear to you all, and student, so thank you, and please do subscribe my channel and share and like it also. And if you have any queries regarding any of the points, you can ask me through comment box. Thank you.